Welcome to another episode of the J&J Sports Podcast. On today's episode, it's all about the very first showdown of Connor versus Connor. McDavid coming out victorious in a 4-1 win last night. Now, Joe, before we put these two generational talents head to head, I just want to know, what did you think about the game last night? Pretty
John,
boring, yeah, right? Didn't live up to the hype.
I was gonna say your intro was more entertaining than the game last night.
Thank you. I should have
I
been.
mean, yeah, I guess it didn't really live up to the hype, but I mean, what could you really have expected? I mean, the Blackhawks are not that good of a team. In fact, they kind of suck. It was the first time I was able to watch them from beginning to end all season, and yeah, I mean, Bedard doesn't really have much to play with there on that roster. So, I mean, he did score a beautiful goal there a couple of minutes in, and I mean, aside from that, he was contained the rest of the game. I mean, what did you think?
The absolute, the absolute exact same thing. Was boring. Didn't live up to the expectations, right? Bedard, yeah, crazy goal, sniped it, quick release. For an 18-year-old, that release is something else. Now, look, at the beginning of the game, at least in the first period, I feel like Chicago did, have the upper hand. They were playing well. At the end, it was 1-1. Now, towards the second period, Edmonton took over, right? Like I said, they didn't win.
Yeah.
They did win 4-1, but I wouldn't say it was a convincing 4-1, right? I mean, Draisaitl got a lucky goal off Zaitsev
The
stick.
beginning of the game was kind of all Blackhawks, especially the first 10 minutes, and they got the goal. But Skinner made a couple of big saves before, the Blackhawks could extend the lead to 2 or 3 goals. And I was also thinking, if this was maybe a month ago, the Oilers probably let that slip away, and they're having to win this game like 6-5 and having to come back. So, yeah, the Blackhawks. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say you didn't want another scenario like the San Jose Sharks now, right? I won't be back.
That was like 5 weeks ago. Jay Woodcroft was coached then. Those days,
you're on
a 8-game winning streak now.
Yeah, I know, like 8-game winning streak. It's good to watch. I'm happy. Even though I'm an Oilers fan, it's still Canadian team. Hopefully they could get and I'm sure they'll get into the playoffs. Now, look, even Mrazek played well. Blackhawks, I think it was after 1-1, they missed a 3-on-1 chance that could have changed the game, but guess what? They found the shot. So Oilers win. Now, when we put these two guys head to head, right, two generational talents, first question I got for you, and I'll answer as well. Do you think McDavid had, coming into the league, getting drafted by the Oilers, had a better scenario, right, a better situation than McDavid, than Bedard?
I don't know if it was a better situation necessarily because the Oilers had been last or at least not last, but in the bottom 5 for 9-10 years. They had that when they got McDavid, it was the 4th time they got the first overall pick in like a 6 or 7 year span. So that's really a great scenario to be going into. But maybe, I guess, talent-wise, yeah, the Oilers were a little bit better. They had Draisaitl there. It was a second year, so he wasn't the Draisaitl of now. But, I think he put up 52 points that year, if I'm not mistaken. They had Eberle Hall, Nugent Hopkins. They had some veterans. I think there was Benoit Pouliot, who McDavid played with a while. Mark Letestu was on that team. Jesus. So there was some, those are some throwbacks. Those are some throwbacks, Johnny.
But look, Taylor Hall's injured, right? Corey Perry gone. I don't know if you even want to, even if they were in the lineup, how much of a difference they could make. Well, Taylor Hall, I think at least he would have someone to play with, right? Now, I don't know, he's playing with Ryan Donato. I don't even know anymore.
Yeah, but that's it. Yeah, he's playing with Ryan Donato last night. So, I mean, what do you expect? And the Oilers are a pretty good team as well. So,
the defense is playing better. I do have to admit, I know we're riding Darnell Nurse hard, for that $9 million contract, but he's been playing better, to say the least.
The whole team as a whole is playing much better defensively and as a whole. Yeah.
Look, sure. Yeah. Now Bedard, 12 goals on the year, 10 assists if I'm not mistaken. Probably going to win the Calder, but if you want to put them head to head, it's not really. I think McDavid is far better. Wouldn't you say? Like, I don't know if there's really going to be like a Sidney Crosby Ovechkin scenario.
Absolutely. Well, no, I don't think it'll ever be that kind of rivalry because also, Crosby and Ovechkin came in at the same time. The league was also kind of on the down back then. There was coming out of the lockout. They kind of
exactly.
Yeah, so and also the Capitals and Penguins at that time were also struggling, so they were kind of coming up at the same time and battling. Blew some great playoff games back then.
Yeah. Continue. Go ahead.
No, I was going to pass it off to you.
Okay. Well, look. If I do have to compare, it is a small sample size that we've seen so far from Bedard. He kind of reminds me of Crosby. Obviously, I'm a Crosby fan. I do think he's better than McDavid. But but look,
Well,
he
Bedard
he
doesn't
does.
have 3 cups yet.
Yeah, he still has a long way to go. Hot take, Joe. Hot take. I do think that at the end of their careers, McDavid and Bedard, I do think Bedard is gonna come out at least with more Stanley Cups. I don't know about more points, more goals, and stuff like that. But
Oh, God.
okay, I know.
He's 20, 25, 30 games into his career, and you're already declaring him he's going to have more
Yeah,
cups.
because I could see what type of player he is. He makes the players around him better, and that's for me,
McDavid
that's
doesn't
a.
do that. He didn't make him like Nugent Hopkins get 104 points last year, and Tyson Berry.
Was he even
what
playing
was
with?
it?
Was he playing with
What-
Nugent Hopkins last year? Mostly, it was.
He's on
I
and
don't think it
off, but
was.
he's on the power play with him.
He's
He
just on the
gets
power
he
play.
has like
He's on the power play.
50 power play points.
Look, okay, we won't get into this
Yeah,
argument
we're
because we
not
did it
going to
once
listen to
before.
him. Yeah, we're not going
But
to
look,
listen to that.
he's a special player, and we're gonna see more of these two, go up against each other. It's gonna be fun to see, in the future when Bedard has a lot more experience. Now these guys play these guys play each other another 2 times, right, on the year, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So we'll see how those goes. But for now, look, first game super underwhelming. Hopefully the next game is better. And that's pretty much it. Look, let us know what you guys think in the comments, how you found the game, how you found this matchup. And until then, have yourselves a very good night.